Hello and welcome to week 12. I hope that you are all doing well. It's like I say every time, it seems like it's crazy that we are already approaching week 12 of our course materials, but we are moving right along. There are some things within this module that I do want to walk you through because they are different and just make sure that you totally understand what's happening. So this week you'll be reading chapter 17. Chapter 17 really focuses on the ethical treatment of animals. And so your discussion board is very much focused on those ethics behind consuming animals. He uses he puts some things in context within this chapter, really tying things back to half of the dogs in America will receive a Christmas present under the Christmas tree, but at the same time, we will all probably have a Christmas ham on our table. And really this paradigm that we've put out there for animals, and really it comes down to probably what's cuter, because intelligence-wise, the pig is probably as smart, if not potentially smarter than a dog. But for whatever reason, we've certainly deemed that pigs belong on our plate, but dogs belong in our bed next to us, snuggled up. So it's certainly an interesting thing to think about. A lot of people have a lot of different views about that, so it is good to explore that and, like I said, think about it. I also have a video embedded within this learning module that is from Temple Grandin. She is referenced in Michael Pollan's book. She is a professor at Colorado State University. She's an animal science professor, and she has studied a lot about animal behavior. And so this is about a 10-minute video that does actually walk you through a beef processing plant. And really talks about the various things that are set up within a beef processing plant and why things are the way they are within that processing plant. So I did put a little warning down here. The video is graphic. It does involve some steers being unloaded from a semi, and then they're held in their holding pens, and then it walks you through the process of the animals being killed and then slaughtered. So it is graphic, so do prepare yourself for that. But it is the reality of the industry and really how meat gets to our grocery store. And so it is something that is, I think, very valuable to see. And then you will have a beef processing video, that Temple Grandin video. You'll have a quiz that you'll be taking as well. So be prepared for that. The thing that I really want to spend some time on and help you understand is this week, in order to accomplish our QUID outcome, there's a component of QUID that talks about really this idea that students have the ability to develop really critical thinking skills, but also have the ability to argue various viewpoints. And so this Animal Rights Week, I think, is a great opportunity to really explore that. So this week what I've done is I've split you into groups. So you'll see there's 5 groups listed here, and your name is listed on this table under one of these specific groups. So you're going to be doing 2 things to accomplish this QUID outcome. You're going to critically think. You're going to be able to share your article, but then argue that article, hopefully in a way that's based on information that you've found within an article that you can find online through the library, whatever your preference is. But you're really going to look at this idea of whether the ethical treatment of animals really matters. And you've been assigned a role, so you don't... not everybody in your group is going to say, yes, it matters. There's going to be some groups, there's going to be people in all of the groups that have oppose it, and then there's going to be people who are in favor or people who support the ethical treatment. And so to walk you through this, the very first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go out and find an article that supports your stance that you've been assigned. So if you've been assigned you're in opposition of the ethical treatment of animals and you don't feel it matters, it doesn't matter when in an animal goes to the slaughterhouse, whether or not we treat them humanely, we're going to eat them. And so it doesn't matter how they get to my plate. If that's what you've been assigned, you're going to want to find an article that helps support you on that. And then you're going to want to be able to argue that viewpoint. So it is going to feel a little bit uncomfortable if your viewpoint doesn't match what you've been assigned, but that's part of this exercise. So find that article, read through it, and then be prepared to write about it. When you're ready to write about it, just below the information about the assignment, you're going to see this thing that says ethical treatment of animals article sharing group. And when you click on that, it's going to take you out to various groups. So you really want to pay attention to this. Group 1, Group 2. Like I said, there's 5 groups out here. So if I was assigned to Group 1, I would go ahead and click this Group 1. It's going to give you that synopsis one more time about the assignment, but then you're also going to see your name listed here as a group member. And then there's a hyperlink here that says Group Discussion Board, and you'll go ahead and click on that, and then you'll be able to, just like all of your other discussion boards, contribute to your specific group. So you'll go ahead and go in and you'll create your forum, you'll write about your article, you'll defend your stance, and then once you've done that, you want to keep checking back on this. And so you'll notice that when I talk about this specific assignment, I talk about being mindful of your peers. So group work sometimes can be hard because you're relying on one another. And so this does hold a certain element of, I need to be able to go in and post my article, but I also need to ensure that my peers are doing the same thing, because I have to go in and respond to their posts as well. Because this does create, like I said, kind of an environment where we're responding to opposing viewpoints, we're debating our stance, but we're also acknowledging that maybe there is some credibility to whatever our peers are talking about. And so you want to be mindful of one another. I would try to have that article posted within the next day or so, so that your peers have the opportunity to go in and make those replies and facilitate that discussion, rather than waiting until Saturday right before it's due and then posting everything all at once. That doesn't really help each other. So you'll learn through group work that you may love it, because there is that, I've got my assigned group, there's some moving pieces here, but then you may also find that group work can be frustrating, because you are hoping that people are getting in and doing the work that they need to do in order for you to finish what you need to finish. So that's groups. If you have questions, concerns, read through this information, check your assigned group. I've enrolled you in your specific group, so you should be able to easily find that. F means you're in favor of that specific, or you're in favor of the ethical treatment of animals, and you feel like it really does matter. The red O's mean that you've been assigned the opposition and you are not in favor of the ethical treatment of animals. So you'll just want to make sure that you go in and contribute to your group, and then also respond to all of your group's discussion boards. And when you're responding to them, you want to tell them why you disagree with their argument. Like I said, we are creating kind of this debate environment. So there will be some back and forth. Through all of that, like I said, remain respectful and enjoy, because it's actually pretty fun. And then the last thing within this wiki, or within this learning module, sorry, it's kind of late, but the last thing within this learning module is that extra credit. So this is just popping up again as a reminder that if you would like to earn some extra credit, we have a fantastic, I think it's fantastic, campus garden over at our Nampa campus next to our academic building, just past the east parking lot there. So I have created a wiki with some sign-up times, so you're more than welcome to go out. You can click on that and you can see that there are still some availabilities the end of this week, but also into next week if you would like to come out and help weed the campus garden. And if you do that, there's actually some produce that's in that I've been picking right now. So some snap peas and some peppers and things. So you'd be able to take that stuff home with you. Otherwise, like I said in the wiki, it is a campus garden. So it is designed for you as students. So if at any point you want to get in touch with me and you want to be able to come out and pick what's out there, I'd be more than happy to have you out there. We've got all kinds of stuff planted. So tomatoes, peppers, onions, peas, beans, cucumbers, potatoes, watermelon, squash, cantaloupe, corn. It's all out there. So, and it, like I said, it's for the students. So if you want to come check it out, great. If you want to wait until August or September when things are really in and ready to go for harvest, I'd be more than happy to have you. So again, something new this week, please, if you have questions about groups, something's not working right, you need help, please reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to help you. Enjoy the rest of your week, and after this, we've only got a few more to go. So have a fantastic week.